Love is the answer. Will you answer the call? There's love in that song. So if you're thinking you're all alone, look in the mirror and welcome home. Just stop pretending, there's no reason to hide. Everything you need is right there inside. Ooh, right there inside. Love is the answer. There's love and that's all.
Well, there we go, eh? This is the world of IT. You're here, you're not here. Okay. So now we're back. And so what we're trying to establish here before anything else is that your personality has created your reality. But was it your personality? Or is it your personality right now? Do you believe that you are who you were meant to be? Do you believe that you are your authentic self? Or do you think that you are made up from the belief systems, from all those systems out there that want to own you, rule you, school you, fool you? And do you believe that you are mainly the belief systems of your mother and father, or maybe the most important 5 people that were raising you from 0 to 7? Because that's when 70 to 90% of our beliefs are actually cemented in. And then if you don't have the rules and understand how to go in there and deprogram yourself, and I mean deprogram, erase and replace belief systems, then nothing's going to change. Like, you know, people, all I see right now in this time on this planet are people wanting to complain about their lives. And guess what they're going to get? Absolutely nothing. You can't complain. You got to take massive personal action. And you know, the reality is what was one of the main things I tried to teach you throughout the course? Mind your own business.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just take a look at that for a second. So the mind your own business philosophy, do you get that? That I'm not telling you to mind your own business because you're nosy, okay? But you know what? It's like this. You know, we have been taught that when it comes to drama, trauma, negative belief systems, okay, negative things going on in the world, tell me you weren't addicted to it. Tell me you weren't addicted to it back then.
Addicted to not minding my own business?
Yes, and negative things too, because, you know, when we're sick, we need to see that the world's sick. When we can't function properly, we need to see the world not functioning properly. Okay? Because our subconscious will do whatever it can to justify any belief system, whether it's killing you or healing you.
I mean, I was definitely addicted to negative thinking patterns over and over again. However, I was pretty good at minding my own business.
No, you were pretty good at hiding out. You're still pretty
What's the
good at
difference?
hiding out. You're shotgun shy. Tell me that your personality is outgoing. Tell me your personality is warm and friendly and outgoing. Or tell me that you're more standoffish.
I can be standoffish.
Okay, so no, that's not the question. So let's not let your subconscious. Would you say you're more standoffish, or would you say that you're warm and friendly? Now we're talking about before the first course.
Oh, okay. Standoffish.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And you could, in the first course, you almost went through the first course without talking to anyone.
Yes.
Right. How did you do on the second course?
The second course, I was talking to everybody.
You were engaged.
Yeah.
And how are you doing on the third course?
I'm
You are
rocking
the
it.
meal.
Yeah.
You are the meal. You're with, everybody knows you, everybody loves you, and you're ready to have fun. You're ready to put yourself out there, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
I've been doing lots of things lately that make me uncomfortable.
Like what?
Like doing this interview.
And how's this making you feel?
I was nervous at first, but now I'm much calmer.
Yeah, because guess what? You made a bigger issue out of it. Remember that your subconscious says, if you haven't done it before, I'm going to stop you from doing it. And then you're going, yeah, but subconscious, this is what I need to grow confidence. Oh, I don't like confidence. Okay? What do people say? I want my life to change. And then what do they say 2 seconds later? I hate change. Okay,
That's
make up
true.
your mind. Okay, so that's your subconscious keeping you confused so that you don't move forward. How's that feel?
Not so great.
So once you understand that your subconscious is not there to hurt you or help you, the belief systems that are in your subconscious are going to dictate to you. So what if you were to take 3 courses like you just did? Are your belief systems changing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, are you embracing risk every day? A little bit of risk, a little bit of change?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how's life feeling?
Much better than before.
Can you breathe better?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel that you look better?
Oh, definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. How's your thinking?
I think my
No, it's
Excuse
okay.
me.
It's okay. You're doing wonderful.
My thinking.
Here, I'll do it too. Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay.
My thinking has been definitely improving.
Okay, so what would you say your thinking was like before the first course? Verging on psychosis? Now take a look at the rest of the world that doesn't think that they're psychotic. Because
Oh,
the majority
yeah.
of the population are just on the edge all the time, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so the people that come to take the course, they are the majority that come to take our course. And when they come here, what kind of condition are they in mentally?
They're unstable.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, and what condition are they physically?
Physically unstable as well.
That's right, that's right. That's why they have balance issues. That's why they have issues in their tissues. That's why they are not at ease. They have a disease until they reprogram, until they know that all you got to do is go into the subconscious and go, there's a new sheriff in town, which is you did. But understand, to just go and come to a lecture or have a consultation, it's not good enough, is it?
No.
A consultation is good enough, though, to get your physical body going. And if you abide by the rules, you can alleviate 85 to 90% of all your diseases. But if you want a life of freedom where you learn how to fly, you're no longer a turkey getting stuffed, okay? And fly means first love yourself. If you learn how to do that now, do you think you love yourself yet?
Yes.
You do. Why? What's the difference? What's the difference between loving yourself and not? Because when you came here, you didn't love yourself. You were searching for love desperately. Yes or no?
Yes.
But you already have a partner. So why were you looking for love if you have a partner?
I was looking for love for myself is really what it was.
That's what everybody's
Yeah.
looking for. That's why you can have 20 partners. That's why you can have a partner that you really care for and they have really beautiful beliefs and you love living with them, but they're not going to satisfy you. Partners never satisfy each other. They only do that for the first 6 months to a year. Then the honeymoon's over. That's why it's called the honeymoon phase. Because love is a self-serve job. Healthcare is a self-serve job. It's always been that way. Okay.
Yeah, I'm realizing that more and more now about self-care, and that was one of the many reasons why I wanted to come here. Was I didn't want to be dependent on the medical system anymore, and I wanted to be able to.
How about just taking the load off your partner?
And that.
Right? Isn't it great to always
Yeah.
make your partner responsible for healing you, for feeling you, for treating you?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to wind up later on in life older and having to have people take care of me. I just didn't want to wind up like that.
And that's a fact. And that never has to happen. But guess what? That's not what's going to happen because people are programmed, okay? People are programmed to be victims, okay? Victims limp on an emotional level, then a physical level, okay? Oh, I've got a hip problem, I got a knee problem, I got a low back problem. And then it goes from there to a cane, then to a walker, then a wheelchair, and then you know the rest of the story. It's all downhill from there, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about. So now you took. We're going to go to the consult, but now you've taken the course 3 times. What are you going to do with it? What do you want to do with it?
What with the course?
Yeah.
The consoles.
Yeah.
I'm still figuring that out.
Good.
Actually.
And you know what? You don't need to say more than that. You don't have to justify
Okay.
yourself. So I'm still figuring it out, or what I want to do. You know, because you're learning a new language called self-care, self-love, and that's it. That's good enough.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so you're 44.
I'm 44. I'm 5'4". I don't know how much I weigh right now.
But that's not important because you look great.
Thank you.
You look lean, keen, toned, beautiful.
All I know is after the first course, I lost, within a month, about 15 pounds, and I know I've lost more since then.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But you haven't lost muscle.
No.
And that's the deal. So understand something. If you don't eat right, think right, you're going to lose muscle. Not just you, but you're losing scar tissue and fat, cellulite, things you don't need because you have a high vibrational diet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And doing the non-surgical every day in class too.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, purpose of consultation. To get my glasses, which I don't want anymore. Okay. Yeah, so I wanted help with just reoccurring occasional fungal issues. And
where?
So sometimes it's in the corners of my mouth. Sometimes it shows up as toenail fungus. Other times, when I was a child, I used to have eczema on my hands and my arms, but it stays dormant for a period of time, and then it pops back up again.
Until you go off your diet and until you stress out, because everything is a cycle. Every program is a cycle. So you'll see the fungus, that'll scare you. You'll start eating better, start calming down a little bit. I got to look after myself. You'll start making little changes. That's enough of a vibration to bring the vibration up. And the more you bring your vibration up, because fungus, where does fungus grow? It's a low vibrational thing. So the more you bring your vibration up, the less fungus can grow, right?
Yes.
And we know that, well, we'll keep going.
Okay.
Okay, so the toe fungus, the toe is not the problem. But if you've got fungus in your toe, then you've got it systemically throughout your body. So we know that people that continually have toe fungus or have fungal issues, whether it's sinusitis, vaginitis, whether it's jock itch, whether it's a toe fungus thing, eczema, psoriasis, even arthritis, these are all fungal problems. Even Alzheimer's is a fungal problem. It's not just a fungal problem, but it's part of that as well. So we know that people that have those problems and have fungal problems, we know that there's been antibiotics in their life, or there still is. And somebody will say, well, I haven't taken antibiotics for a long time. Well, do you eat animal products? Do you eat dairy? So any animal products, you're going to find antibiotics, and they just lace them with it. So the residue and the vibration is in all animal products, unless it's organic. Right? And then even if the animal products like the milk, the yogurt, the cheese, even if they're organic, they're going to help defeat fungus, right?
Yes.
Because dairy is one of the most inflammatory products in the heart, one of the hardest ones to digest. Humans should never consume it. And I know that there's certain groups out there and that say that, well, if it's free range, organic, it's different. Well, it's better. But the reality is it's still 20 times, the molecule is still 20 times larger than mother's milk, right? So that could have been causing a problem as well. And then if you have a bowel problem and you're not moving good, okay, then, and if your liver's backed up and your lymph system's backed up, which almost in everybody, you're going to find their colon, their liver, okay, their lymph, and even they could have some kidney problems, bladder infections, things of that nature. And everybody just takes those as normal, but it's not normal, it's abnormal. The reality is that if the majority of the population have it, we call it normal. That's it.
And then speaking of lymph system, I just found out a while ago what a Baker's cyst is in the back of the knee. It's like this kind of puffy sac in the back of the knee. And I never knew that I had it, and Sage had pointed it out in the non-surgical that I had a little bit of one. And I learned that, that's another sign of a backed up lymph system.
Yeah, and let's understand that, you got 5 quarts of lymph, okay? But you got 5 quarts of blood, but you've got 10 quarts of lymph. And your lymph moves like molasses. So if you're not exercising for 20 minutes twice a day, and if you're not eating a high vibrational diet, and if you've got a mind that you're terrorizing yourself and you're dumping histamine, adrenaline, cortisol, that's a glicky, sticky issue that's crystallizing things. And if you're eating glicky, sticky foods, then you're going to have glicky, sticky blood and glicky, sticky lymph system. Your lymph system really wants exercise. You know, are you exercising every day?
I've been doing the rebounder in class.
That's not enough.
That's not enough. Okay.
No,
Okay.
no. So, you know, I really make it an effort to swim every day.
Okay.
And I'm going to make it an effort to swim every day and bike every day. I mean, look at the weather here. What do you do? I mean, what do you do with your day? I mean, you go to class, and even if you're tired, you don't want to go home and watch TV or lay down. If you were to go for a swim and go for a bike ride, you'd feel great. And then it would be a different tired, wouldn't it? It'd be a refreshing tired, not I just went to class all day and did the non-surgical and I'm exhausted and I just want to be left alone, right?
Yes.
You got to shake it off, right? You got to refresh yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look at it this way. So I've got a full day here. Then what I'm going to do after my day is done, then I'm going to go get my hair cut. Then I'm actually going to grab my bike, and then I'm going to go to the ocean, and I'm going to go swimming. So even though the day I started this morning at 5:30 in the morning, I'm still going to end it that way. It doesn't have to be a lot. I'm going to take my 2 noodles, one under my arms, and or a couple under my arms, and I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to swim, right? Because the current's heavy. That's why I take the noodles. And I'm going to swim for maybe 20 minutes to 40 minutes. And then I'm going to bike back home. And then I'll still feel about the same maybe tiredness, but it's peaceful. And it's like, right? Because, you know, we go, learn, brain burn. And then let's just go, let it go. Watch the sunset. Go do a sand scrub. You're missing that.
Yeah. No, you're right. I've done it once in a while, but not enough.
It's a ritual.
Yeah.
You need to start taking at least 20 minutes a day and exercising. I believe that if you want to be in really great shape, 20 minutes twice a day. First thing in the morning before you start, go anywhere. What if you got up 25 minutes earlier and you exercised? Would that make you feel better?
Probably would.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
doing the crab stretch, the pelvic, the 3 pelvic stretches, pelvic squats, doing the belly button, maybe doing some clapping. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then at night, go for a swim, go for a bike ride, do something. Okay?
Okay.
All right. But that's why you had the Baker's cyst, because
Okay.
too much sitting,
Okay.
right? Okay, so when you're sitting, your knees bent, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
When you're
Well, all
sitting,
the time. Yes.
your knees bent.
Yes.
And so you're also at the waistline, it's bent too, right?
Yes.
At your hips. And then it's bent again at your knees. So if you're not exercising, that would be just the same as like a river bend, right?
Yes.
So by the time circulation goes around your hip and then it goes around your knee, the bend at your knee, before, not now, because your diet's changed. Also, you're not like stressing out continually that the end of the world's coming, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not. You are your world.
Yep.
Okay, so now that part's changed. So your lymph system's going to get better, but it really says, can you please just give me some exercise? And yeah, do the rebounding as much as you can.
Okay. But just add in the swimming.
Yes, love.
Okay. And I had this is being worked on as well, but I just wrote reoccurring hip and lower back issues on the right side, which started about 7 years ago, and then I was in a car accident about 5 or 6 years ago, and then the other car came at us on the right side, and so with the impact, I wound up with pain in my, like, by the piriformis muscle.
Yeah, but you weren't that healthy
But,
before that.
well, that's, when I think back, I was starting to get a little bit of lower back pain
That's
before
right.
that, but then this was the final.
I know, but then, now we've got a reason why we're crippled. We don't have to blame it on ourselves. We can find someone else. But that's your mind will want to do that.
Yes.
Because your mind's not going to say, listen, why don't you start taking responsibility? Because your mind is going to go to wherever it went up to that point. Okay. So whenever you're in a car accident or you've had surgery, you need to have non-surgical. That's all. And the reality is the trauma, believe it or not, the worse the trauma was from the surgery or the accident, the more issues you'll have in those tissues where you're hurting. So, how many times have you had your hip worked on?
So I had the hip worked on, I believe, about 3 times now,
So-
and the lower back too.
And the chronic hip and back take about 5 treatments. The first treatment, you felt relief, didn't you?
Oh,
Wow.
instantly,
Wow.
yeah.
But what the problem is, it's the muscle memory. So the longer and the stronger the damage, okay, the more muscle memory in there. Okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what we got to do is, even though we're removing the scar tissue and getting the displaced calcium back into the bones that's caught in that hip area, okay, in the knee, we've got to get the calcium back into the bones, melt the crystallization, turn the scar tissue back into connective tissue. But what if all your cells had a brain? Oh, wait a minute, they do.
They do.
That's right. They have every organ that the human body has, and they have emotion. So if I repeated something long enough and strong enough in this brain, it becomes a program. And this here is called, you have your conscious mind, 10% of your mind. Your subconscious mind is 90%. If I repeat something long enough and strong enough, you're going to do it without thinking, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. So you're going to do it on an unconscious state. Now, once it becomes a prominent dominant thought here, don't you think it becomes a prominent dominant thought throughout the whole body?
Yeah.
Okay, how come you can get dressed with your eyes closed?
Because it's just a.
You did it enough.
Yeah, I've did it enough times.
The cells will actually hang on to the dis-ease because they think it's a protection. It's a survival technique. So we need to go, that's why we want to do the clapping. That's why we want to do the belly button therapy. That's why we want to do the salt blows. We want to keep on activating the area of your knee and your hip. And we want to keep doing the non-surgical up about 5 times. Once a week, for 5 weeks, you wouldn't have it. And then if you were doing the pelvic squats, if you're doing the crab stretch, if you were doing the pelvic expander, it's not coming back. Look at it. Go long enough and strong enough and create a new program, and you'll create new tissue. You will erase the memory, not just from here, but from the area. So the disease gets erased, and now it's at ease. So it has a new program that says we're healthy now. We don't have to hang on to the calcium. We don't have to hang on to the crystallization in the scar tissue because the damage isn't there anymore. Do you see?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There was something I wanted to say. I don't remember now.
It's
but
okay.
It's okay.
It'll come back.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this week we talked about before was just about the thyroid and putting the thyroid back in balance. But that being said, I did make an appointment for the thermography.
Good.
And because I haven't had my thyroid checked in years, so for all I know, it could be fine now.
Yeah,
so.
and just things for your thyroid is make sure when you're in front of a computer, if you have your phone like this a lot, okay, which you probably don't, but if you're in front of a computer, in front of a TV, okay, you want to make sure you're wearing a silk scarf. Just, that's enough to protect your thyroid, because it's only 2 centimeters below right here. And it gets radiated every time you're in front of a TV, every time you're in front of a computer. Now, the other thing is with the thyroid, you know what to do. Iodine.
Yes.
Right? It's going to fix it. It's going to turn it around. And the reality is nobody can live without iodine. Right from the pregnant mother to the baby to the teenager to the adult. Everybody needs it. And it's proven that if you don't do iodine, that the actual mentality of the child is less when it's born. So iodine's a really huge thing anyways. Not just for fighting infection, but for hormonal balance. That's why the infinite iodine And then if you've got a thyroid problem, I'd kick in the infinite iodine. And if I had a thyroid problem, I'd be doing 20 sprays a day of the infinite iodine. I would be. There's no toxic dose. Whereas with every other iodine, if you take too much, you'll blow your thyroid out. And if you take too little, it won't work. Right? Okay. And you can also rub the iodine, spray the iodine right on the thyroid.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Yeah. All right.
Nice. Are your relationships healthy? Not all of them, but some are starting to get better.
Okay, the first and most important thing is we ask that. Now, not all relationships are ever going to be healthy. What if people have unhealthy relationships, but they're part of your family? They're part of your core system. It will only improve as high as it can improve. It takes two, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so if I have somebody who's toxic and you're not, and you bring your vibration up, but they don't do any work in bringing their vibration up, you're going to feel like what? They're pulling you down. You're going to feel like you're pulling them up. So the reality is whether you like this or not, you will find it natural. It'll just be natural. You will not be calling them as much, hanging out with them as much, and they won't be hanging out with you either. Because believe it or not, you make them uncomfortable too. You know, even if you think that, you know, you've changed and you're doing more healthier things on an emotional or physical level, you know, it irritates them. Because it's not their program. It doesn't matter if a program's good or bad. It's people actually believe that they're their personality. And that's the craziest thing in the world. I am not my personality. I'm still working on my personality. I'll be working on my personality all my life to try to find that unconditional love for myself in the world. Because once you get to that goal and you can hold the line on that, well, think about it. What would your life look like if you didn't judge yourself or judge anyone else? And if you also believe that the world doesn't have to change at all for you to have a good day or a good moment? What if the world didn't have to change at all for you to have a good, unbelievable life?
I would feel limitless.
Well, then guess what?
Yeah.
But that's the deal right there. So the sooner you can actually get there, and there'll be people going, he's crazy. That's okay. Because I am.
The next question was I ever emotionally abused? Yes.
Well, we all were.
We all were.
It just that it stirs things up in people. And even if you weren't emotionally abused, your mind could have looked like it. What happens when you've been traumatized once, twice, 3 times? Okay, then you start perceiving that everything is a trauma drama, right? Mm-hmm. And then look at you in the first course. How many people did you get to meet the first course?
Well, by the end, I was friendly with just about everybody, but
how long did it take?
I think it took probably.
Well, the whole life coach, you didn't warm up.
That's a good question. Maybe a couple of weeks.
Okay, so
yeah,
and there's nothing wrong with that, because you're coming into a situation already running programs that I am not going to warm up to anyone for at least 2 weeks. Okay? All right? Whereas when you get really in touch with yourself, you'll be able to, because you want to feel your way through life. Don't think your way. Because if you think your way, you're using somebody else's programs. You want to feel your way, that gut instinct, that higher intuition. So if you feel your way through, you would know who you vibe with, who you don't, energy-wise, right away. Don't you see the difference now?
That's interesting.
You'll walk into a room now and you'll go,
yeah,
yes, no, yes, don't know. But you'll know right away. You'll know right away by the way the person holds themselves, the vibration coming off of them, their facial expressions. Also, the topics they want to talk about.
Absolutely.
Which, 99 people out of 100 want to talk about doom and gloom and why they can't have what they want because the world is a certain way.
Yeah, I, especially now working on my third
Third
course here.
New World
Third
Practitioner.
New World Practitioner. But But I've noticed that more and more, that my perception
Right.
of people, just like you said, when I walk into the room, I sense things a lot more than I did in the
Right.
past.
Right. Yeah. And that's because you're getting out of your own way. The more that you have the others, we'll call them the others. The others are governmental systems, okay? And they are. And they're quite mental. But they're governmental systems that have actually gotten into your system. And they're running a lot of your programs. The more that you can erase, replace, delete, whatever. And the thing is people say, I have so much work to do to have a beautiful life. And I go, you don't have any work. What do you have to do? Love. You have so much loving to do. And that's loving yourself, loving your life. Saying, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm only going to do what I love to do. And, people go, well, that's really selfish of you. And that's somebody saying, you need to live my life. Well, you're not going to live anybody else's life except your own from now on. So you're going to have people that think you're selfish as soon as you start looking after yourself. Because if you take 92% of the population having a sickness, we know that they don't look after themselves at all, because it's really hard to be sick. Did you hear what I just said?
It's really hard
to be sick. Yeah, you have to really work at it, because the human body is amazing, and it heals so quickly when you're on side. Well, have you changed?
Yeah.
Do you worry about any type of sicknesses anymore?
I haven't thought about it.
That's right, you won't anymore. It's not part of your life. Before the first course, how often did you think about sickness and disease?
That's a really funny story, because I was one of the people in that first course that had a fever when I got here. And
stress.
Yeah.
You give me fever, baby.
And I was worried that I was going to affect the older people, or the people who had cancer, or whoever was sick in the class as well. And I remember trying to get in contact with you to say, I didn't know if I should show up to class, because I was concerned about the other people in the class. And then the next day, you were like, I'm not answering any of these questions, and everybody's sick when they get here, and I'm not coming to your room. And I was like, what's going on? So, I laugh about it.
But do you understand why I said that?
I did. I was really mad about it when the first day or two. I was pissed off.
Nobody's going to come to my room when I have a fever?
Not that I expected you to come to my room, but still.
No, but I was trying to teach something.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you have to understand something, everyone. When you have a fever, that's your body's healing. You're trying to burn off infection. Yeah. And for you, it might not have been so much a diet thing, just a stress thing. The plane, flying here.
Yeah.
The course. What will people think of me? What will I do? Should I have spent the money? Is the guy a whack job? The whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's why you have a fever. People have a fever because they have to burn stuff off, right? They have to burn things up. And the reality is it was like this. We have a Telegram channel. And on the Telegram channel, it's Braveheart Nation. And on the channel, it's, does anybody know where Dr. Wolfe is? I've got a fever and I'm dying. Send him to my room. And there was about like 6 or 7 people. And understand something, everybody. We have a fever when we're trying to burn infection. It's like trying to burn garbage in the body. That's all it is. You're burning garbage. You may not want to believe this, but did you ever look up the definition of a V? Okay. Do you even know what a V is? It's dead material. It's not even alive. No one can catch it. You can't catch garbage. And what it is the actual V. There are 300 different solvents. The solvents go in and to detoxify your cells, because your bacteria, the fungus, and the worms can't eat this stuff because it's heavy metals and it's chemicals man-made. Now let's say that I've got heavy metals and chemicals in me, and now let's say that I was you stressing out before you came to the trip. Running around making sure everything's done and just got to have it all done, right? Mm-hmm. Okay? And then taking the trip with the whole mask thing, the PCR test, flying in. It's just one big stress. Because look at, if they can stress you out and cause the V, then they can up the ante. If everybody were to calm the heck down and do one love, one law, unconditional love for yourself, look after yourself, make only high vibrational choices on who you hang around with, what you drink, what you eat, what you think. Nobody would have the V.
It's true.
Okay, everybody has the V after Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, okay? Change of season. Every change of season, anybody who has a toxic mind or diet has to have a virus. Because your cells need to detoxify. Do you want that or cancer? If you want to kill every V that ever happened, we got to get rid of all the V's, then you're going to kill the human race. Oh, that's not what's happening now. No, that's not what's happening. That is what's happening.
Yeah.
So, I apologize because you got shotgunned. So you flew in, you've got a fever going on, the course is starting, and you've got the guy who's supposed to save you, come and save me, telling you, I'm not coming to your room. Okay? You're having a healing crisis because you stressed yourself out and you didn't eat right before you came, and you didn't eat right on the plane, and you didn't hydrate properly, and you're a freak.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what happened. I didn't hydrate. I was eating crap, like everything you just said.
Yeah. So now, when you get here, you go, oh, this is beautiful. Oh, there's no terrace here. Look at this. No mass in the hotel. No mass at the beach. Look at this. I can walk into a restaurant. I can go shopping. There's only a couple stores that actually demand this thing. Nobody's trying to force anything on us. Your body goes, sweetheart, you found peace. Now guess what? Now we're going to have to dump your toxic load. You're going to get a fever. You're going to get achy all over. And now you're going to go to bed. And then the guy that you gave all that money to is going to tell you that he doesn't want to see you.
I was actually, by day 3, I was actually really glad that you did what you did, though, because, I don't know, there's just something in me that shifted, that the first 2 days I was upset about it and thinking, oh, what have I gotten myself into? But then as the course went on, by the third day, no, it started to click, and I really understood why you talk to people the way you do. Like it just.
What am I like?
Yeah.
Listen, bring me all your victims from around the world. We need all the victims we can have. Are you kidding? We need to tell people, you can come with that whatever belief systems you have, but if you're coming to change, okay, we're going to lovingly help you change. And have we lovingly helped you change?
Absolutely.
Have I been aggressive, or I've just been aggressive about you loving you?
Yeah, you tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear, and it's two very different things.
Yeah.
And people really do need to hear the truth to grow if they want to.
Well, no, just a very few people need to hear the truth. The majority of the population will never want to hear the truth. That's why they're the majority. The minority will. I mean, you see when people come here, you've got people that, they come here and say they want change, and then they're squirming in their seats, and it looks like they're going to morph into something. I'm not sure what. But. So the reality is you have to understand, freedom is not for everyone. And freedom on an emotional, mental level is the only freedom. And if you could learn how to feed your spirit every day and be focused on feeding your spirit, because that's all they're after. What's going on right now, the others, they live off our spirit. They live off our suffering. They live off your stress. That's, people go, oh, Dr. Wolfe, I'm going to pray for you. Don't pray for me. Pray for yourself. Listen, and I don't mean it that way. I love your best wishes. I think it's beautiful. But the reality is that nothing's coming for me. You have to understand. Take a look at the world. If you always look at the world, they're always after the weak ones. They're always after the sick ones. They don't come after the strong ones. It would take too much work. They want the low-hanging fruit so they can just drive by and go. They're not going to get the ladder out and go to the tallest part of the tree to pick the fruit. They want the stuff that's falling and rotting on the ground, which are people with stinking thinking. people that are marked,
Yeah.
right? They know who the people are. They know who the people are. They know that, they know they're stressed out. And then the people that are going, I just need it over. Just tell me what I need to eat or drink or do. I'll just do it. I'll do it. Right? Yeah. So those people, it's like anything else. And never forget this. It's a jungle out there. And what happens in the jungle with the herd? What happens to the limpers at the back of the herd?
They're the ones that get eaten.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the way it is. They have so much to pick from. Right now, they're saying that 90% of Canadians have been V'd. And understand something. I believe that's not that high, but still, it's really high. But whatever. And then you know what? And then everybody's, and we're off topic. We'll come right back to this. I just want to say, I want to say this, everyone. So anyways, there's a lot of provinces in Canada. You're not from Canada though, right?
No, I'm from the U.S.
Yeah. And a lot of provinces in Canada are saying they're going to give up the V passport thing. Do you know why?
Because they want to make it federal.
They want to make it federal. That's right. Because the federal's going to take over. Right. So people have this delusion, you know? They have this delusion. It's like this. Would you like to get a consultation and learn and consultation and pay $150, get lifetime support, to have a strategy so when you get up in the morning until you go to bed, you know what to eat, drink, and think. And you've got somebody there that will answer every call for the rest of your life. And then get a manual with it. No. The majority's not going to do that. Right. They're going to get cancer, they're going to get heart disease or diabetes or a few different ones. And then they're going to, by the time they get around 40 or 50, and then they'll start spending all their money. And they'll try to grab onto what they're lacking. And then they'll go the majority route, all the proven, government approved things, right? And then at the end of that, they'll give us a call. Welcome to the world. Right. There's the world. I don't expect the world to change. It will always be like that. And well, in some ways, in no way it's good. But the reality is if everybody bought into looking after themselves, how would we ever look after people? Are we busy already? Yeah. Yeah. So those people that find us, those people that are motivated to say, hey, I need to, become a new world practitioner, even though I don't want to become a professional, or I'm a health professional already, I need to bring my game up. So we'll always be busy. Because people are understanding that it's not about treatment, it's training, right? So even if you didn't use this, if you never did a consult, if you never did a treatment on somebody, the non-surgical body work, I know that you would tell me that it was worth the money and more. Yes. You have your life. You're in the driver's seat. Nobody's ever going to tell you what to do. And nobody's going to be able to BS you, give you a dysfunctional belief system and tell you that you need to swallow this or get stabbed by this or get burnt by this. Because that's how we heal around here. Think about that. That's what you walk away with. So when I said to you, what are you going to do with it? And you said, I'm not sure. Who cares? What you do with it is just that you've empowered yourself now. Want to keep going? Sure. Is this good? Am I off track, or are we getting some stuff out of this?
Yeah, I feel like it's all related anyway, and I don't mind going off track. I'm enjoying the conversation we're having, so. Okay. Yeah, it's all good.
Good.
Let's see. So this one I had to think about when said it was I ever physically abused? But if I were to answer that honestly, I would say yes, on rare occasions during childhood.
And you know what? And we're not looking to make anybody guilty, okay? Spare the rod, spoil the child, Religion does a really good job of that, eh? Yeah. The judgment thing. And the reality is let's not go back and judge anyone. Let's take a look at their upbringing and know that they did the best they could. And then ask ourselves, what can we walk away with? What can we learn from that? Okay? All right? You have to, when you go back and look at things, you have to look at the attachment you have. I know that my mother and father did what they did because they felt that that was the only way.
Yes.
Is it right? I don't know. Is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. The reality is I know that my parents loved me 100% of their 100%. The reality is I know that it's my job to make it better for my children and my children to make it better for them, not worse. And we need to today.
Yeah.
So that is only to really spark in you, not to who to blame or who to target, but to get yourself to a point by going through the Braveheart 12 loving steps, that when you think about those things, they become your celebrations. Wow. I totally forgive everyone that ever did that. But I do understand the type of person that did it, and it will never happen again.
Yes.
And I will put myself not in the line of fire ever again for love. I will make sure that that person is going to love me and respect me. But first, they better be loving and respecting themselves, or they wouldn't be able to do it for me.
Yes.
Okay.
And when I was thinking about the physical abuse, I was thinking too of other kids, actually. You know, like when I really thought about the question.
Like what?
Well, you know, just when kids are little and they just push and shove and things like that, I was just thinking.
They get it
that.
from the
Yeah,
parents,
yeah.
and they get it from the TV, so that's where they get it
Yeah.
from. You know, it's like no child was born aggressive. Now, parents will say that, but there was aggression with the mother and the father, or with the mother or the father against the mother. See, I don't want to get into it too deep,
Sure.
because this is when the tomatoes will start flying through the camera here, and hit me in the face. But I've hardly met any parents that were actually educated to be parents. I wasn't educated to be a parent, but it was very apparent to me very quick. Okay? It was very apparent to me that I was not educated properly. You know, who gets out of school and knows how to love themselves or love someone else unconditionally? Who gets out of school knowing how to make healthy meals? Who goes out of school and knows that a fever is not an enemy, that pain is not an enemy, that swelling is not an enemy, that inflammation is not an enemy? Who gets out of school and understands economy and that abundance is something that you have to feel first before you have it?
Yes.
Nobody. It's not set up that way. You're set to fail. You're set to fail, you're set to work hard, you're set to get sick, and then spend all your money on your sickness. There it is. Welcome to planet Earth. But if you read the rule book and you looked around and you actually observed things, you wouldn't have this going on. Nobody's going to do anything to me. You do know that, right?
Yes.
That's never going to happen.
I know that now.
Yes.
I didn't before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so nobody's going to do anything to you, are they?
No.
No, it's not going to happen. Because when you don't have total self-respect for yourself, you will let people disrespect you without knowing it. Because you think you have total respect when you hardly have any for yourself. Do you get that now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's the majority of the population. So the reality is don't look to be approved of. Don't look to be approved of by the majority. Don't even look to be approved of by your parents or by your family or your friends. Don't allow disapproval coming at you. Hey, I get it. I've changed, okay? I just want to love and care for myself, but my love hasn't changed for you. But if that upsets you, then I'll stay away. But I love you. I mean, seriously. They'll be going, wow, what did she just say? Well, we don't want you to go away. We just don't want you to change. I needed to change. Should I just stay psycho? Should I stay that I don't deserve? Should I just stay that I don't feel beautiful about myself? Should I stay that I don't think I can heal myself when I know I can now? Should I stay and just pretend I don't know how to eat anymore? I know how to eat right now. So why should I make myself sick?
Yeah, exactly.
And you got to let your parents, your family, and everyone else know this is not a judgment call. It's just that I want to choose a higher vibration. I choose joy, happiness, and health. And you know what? That will be offensive. And you'll find out. Was it offensive the first time you took the course when you went back?
Actually, it was positive.
Good.
To my surprise.
Good.
So,
I love it.
yeah.
See, I want that. I want to be wrong.
Yeah, I think because in the past, I've already kind of gone through being a little bit of the black sheep, and then family members not
Oh,
speaking.
so
and
they
all.
were ready.
Yeah,
Now? Okay, what's she up to now? Okay.
kind of.
And then this time they went, well, at least it's not dangerous.
I don't know if that's what they were thinking.
I don't know.
But all I know is that it was good, and also I could tell with certain family dynamics that we genuinely all wanted to get together rather than feeling obligated to get together. It's just the energy and the vibe was completely different.
No,
Okay,
no.
it was me.
No. You know, it's the weirdest thing. People will go home and they'll go, wow, the
Yeah.
whole energy has changed around here.
It was me that changed because nobody else.
I called ahead.
Yeah.
No.
You called ahead.
Put your order in. Yeah.
Should I continue? Or
Well, if you really have to, then go ahead.
all right.
Okay.
Let's see. Top 3 goals. To put my body back in alignment where I no longer have the reoccurring chronic issues and pain, which we were discussing earlier.
Then be patient.
Yeah.
Then be patient.
Okay.
Where's the crab stretch? Where's the pelvic squats? Where's the belly button therapy? Where's the clapping? Where's the swimming in the ocean for 20 minutes a day? Go get yourself and buy yourself a $4 noodle.
I actually bought one last week when you were talking about the
And then
noodles.
put the noodle under your arms and then go out into the ocean. Yesterday, I stayed out there for like 40 minutes, okay? And I just laid back on the noodle and I just laid there and floated. And just what the sun was there, and I just laid there like this. That's amazing. You have no idea. It was just so beautiful. Except, you know what? A pelican came, right? And he came so close, and he came here, and I could feel the wind come across my face. I thought he was going to hit me. And his little wing just caught the top of my forehead, and because he was diving right beside me for a fish. And I just went, whoa, that was close. And then you want to hear a sick joke?
Sure.
Lori said he almost hit you with his pecker. Anyways, that kind of lightened me up for a second because I really thought he was going to hit me. Anyways, there you go. Joke of the day. All right, it's Monday. They'll get better as the week goes on.
And you're recommending me to go out and swim with a noodle after this?
Well, no, but I go out all the time.
Okay.
So, no, it's not dangerous out there, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other goal was to master self-confidence, assertiveness, and inner strength.
You already are. Why don't you tell them, well, you don't have to. You can just say no.
Okay.
Maybe you can pretend and say, we'll talk about it another time, and then we
Okay.
just won't. But what day was it that you actually came up and we did some emotional, we did some lightning speed emotional work on you?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I told her that, give me 20 minutes, okay? And I'll shut this emotional program down. How long did it take me?
Yeah, it was about 20 minutes.
Yeah, and we shut it down. Did we shut it down for good?
Yes.
We shut it down for
Yeah.
good. How's that for therapy?
It just blew my mind, honestly. I mean, I'd been in and out of therapy, since I was 7. And it's exactly what you described, that they don't want you to get better because they want to keep you
No, that's
coming
not
back.
true.
Or they were trained like,
They were trained
Yeah.
that way. They being doctors want you to get better, but there's a chokehold on them called
Yes.
the medical system. They'll lose their license, they'll lose their way of life. They'll lose their status, they will be blackballed. Okay?
okay,
Yeah. Doctors are not bad. The system has always been corrupt. But the reality is this, if you went in with both eyes open, you would know that. Wouldn't you?
yes,
For one thing, when you become a doctor, you go and you work on you work to help people get well, you work on dead people. Right there was a clue. They're more caught up with the infectious disease of dead people or dying people, when we should be looking at what a healthy person needs and what a healthy person is on an emotional and physical level. The whole thing is a scam. None of this came about until the Rockefellers, right? For this area, and then the Rothschilds in Europe. And it was all about the oil, taking and making all these drugs. I mean, most of what you see in a hospital came from Nazi Germany. Tell me, it's true. Most of the discoveries, and anything discovered over there should have stayed there or should have been buried in an incinerator. So the reality is this. People come in with good intentions. But if we don't teach people about vibration, remember something, okay? There's not 4 food groups, there's 5.
Yes.
The 5th food group is vibration. What you listen to, the way you speak, what you drink, what you eat. Because everything is vibration. We have never kept any physical drink, any physical food in our body. All of it left. All of it. The only thing that was left behind was the vibration. The actual vitamin A and B and C weren't even left there. They just left the vibration of that behind. So that's why smiling is really important. Breathing is really important. And just falling in love with yourself and staying there. And then protecting. You know what? Think about it. You never protected yourself. You never protected yourself from people that were hurtful. And hurt people hurt people. And how many people have people in their family that are hurting?
A lot.
About 9 out of 10. So 9 out of 10 people in a family are hurting. So they're going to hurt you on an unconscious, subconscious level. They don't mean to, but you can't give what you're not. You're going to give what you are. So right now, you're giving different things to people than you were before. You are giving, I'm hurt, I'm sensitive, and I don't want to talk to you.
And that's something I'm understanding more and more when I'm here about that, about what vibration you're giving off and then how that also affects others around you.
So what if you didn't call it a personality? What if you didn't call it any emotion? But all you did was continually stay in the conscious moment and checked in on the vibration and say, this is where it needs to be. And you just kept putting it into alignment, bringing it back up where it needs to be. What if you just kept it there? What if you just minded your own business and you just minded the vibe? The Beach Boys, good vibrations?
Yeah.
Well, that's what they were talking about. They weren't talking about anything else except good vibrations.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are the instrument. Learn how to play it.
And that's what I'm learning to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be playful. And be patient. And be compassionate. Have so much patience for yourself. I love you. It's okay. We got this. We're on track. Darrell said we had to repeat this 10,000 times. Okay? So on this planet, you're going to be insane. So just be insanely happy instead of insanely miserable.
I mean, mine as well, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And, well, the last goal I put was, I changed this, actually. I was at the meeting earlier this morning.
Okay.
And originally I put financial independence, but instead I took from you and changed it to abundant mindset.
There it is. Because that's all it is. You don't want financial independence, you want an abundant mindset. Because if you have an abundant mindset, then you're going to have beautiful relationships, financial independence, and abundant health. Okay? Because you're feeding your spirit. Because it's all spirit based.
And I'm realizing too how.
You know, I used to say I wanted financial independence, and guess what? I got to tell you a story.
Okay.
I had it, and I pretended I didn't. I would do some days, I would do $5,000. Some days the clinic would do $25,000. I'm serious. And I pretend I didn't make any money because I had poverty consciousness running. Okay, true story. And I was always running around going, I want financial independence. And guess what? Even when I had it, I didn't have it. Because you don't want financial independence. What do you want?
Abundant mindset.
You want an abundant mindset so that everything is in balance, from your finances to your health, to your relationships, okay, to your faith, connected to source. I want it all. Why can't I have it all? Can I have it all? The world tells you you can't have it all, but you can. But you got to become all. Oopsie, there's the catch. Can you become all? So that doesn't mean that you forgot about your family or you forgot about people you love. It just means that you're going to love them differently, not making them responsible for your hurt. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so top 3 fears. Okay, the first thing that I wrote was feeling overwhelmed by commitments.
Okay. So, but then we usually have that when we feel we're responsible for more than ourselves. Now, you might say, yeah, but I have family. Well, yeah, you're responsible for your family up to a point. If you really were to take a look at things and you totally loved yourself unconditionally, you wouldn't be doing things that they could do for themselves.
Okay.
If you love yourself, truly love yourself, you would allow them to start truly loving themselves instead of you filling up their heart and them filling up your heart. And that doesn't work well, does it?
No.
What are you going to do when your husband isn't there for you? Because he's not always there for you, is he?
No.
Sometimes he feels like he's absent. Sometimes he's just there for you. Do you know why he's just there for you? Because he needs your love. There's nothing wrong with that. But wouldn't it be better to have a relationship that you just want to be together and shine each other's light on each other and fill up your own hearts?
Yes.
And then want to be together because you have so much fun together and life is an adventure and you're willing to take risks and go, wow, wasn't that cool? Yeah, sure was. Woo! Understand, no matter what age you are, can I please be a child again? Can I please use my imagination? Can we do and have adventures? Can I? Okay, that's where it's at. I don't want to have a relationship. I never want to have a relationship again, unless it's a relationship that we both are willing to risk a little, that we're willing to have adventure, and that we're totally off the hook. But we're still going to be up front and center and say, hey, you know, what you just said, are you okay? And, you know, where some people might say, you know what, I don't like what you just said. You hurt me. No. Are you okay? You okay? You understand? Like, really start caring. So often that we will take the people closest to us and make them into the enemy. What if they didn't know how to communicate properly? What if they were suffering in some way and it just came out wrong? We have destroyed relationships because of that. Why can't we just love each other? Instead of arguing the same like we usually do, why can't we just hug? Don't even talk. Let's just hug, heart to heart. Let's just, no, I'm so angry. No, just come here, come here. Okay. And stay there. If you could do it just one time, you'd walk away from each other. If your heart stayed there long enough to melt, you'd come back and you know what you'd say? I love you. I don't even know why I was just about to fight with you again. I don't want to be right. I want us to be happy.
Yeah.
Try it.
Okay. And that's what I want.
And if the other person says, no, I don't want to hug you, and they walk away, just say it. But guess what? It's good. Go spend some time with yourself and just know that I love you and I'm here for you. Okay? Soon as they're done wrestling with the subconscious that wanted to make you into the problem, why they ended up being the victim, because their subconscious said, hey, it's 3:15 and it's time to make them your enemy.
Right, the mapping that you were talking about.
Yeah,
yes.
you need to go do the mapping.
Yeah.
Do the mapping, you'll find it.
Yeah. So one of my other fears, I'm going to have you read this first. Can we talk about this or not? Because I'll skip it. Second. 'Cause that is a fear.
Well, okay, so she wants to talk about forced medical procedures,
Yeah.
but I'm going to watch how I talk about that.
We can
But-
skip it.
No, but the reality
Okay.
is this. They're never going to be forced on you again.
Okay.
Okay? So before, they could have been forced on you because guess what? Because before you felt you were the experiment. But before you were making yourself the experiment. Okay? Let's put it that way.
Yes.
If you're losing your mind, who's in charge?
Not me.
That's right. It would be your parents, but you're an adult. So if it's not your parents and you continually lose your mind and people don't know what to do with you, who's in charge?
It's going to wind up being the government.
It's going to be the government.
Yeah.
They're going to try to get in charge. And
Yeah.
the government doesn't have a brain. They don't have a conscience. And they don't have feelings. They don't have a beating heart. They don't have blood. They're just a system that chews people out and spits them out. Guess what? It's not a fear anymore. Do you actually think any government is going to come near you? The government's going to go near people that have lost their minds. And then the government, because the government isn't into health, they're into following orders. They're going to pass that person on to the arm of the government that was there to torture and terrorize. There is nothing good about the government. And I can say that. And that's a personal opinion. You like the government, you go be with them. Okay, you want to vote, go vote. Okay? I make my vote every day by making myself known that I am my own practitioner. Okay? Nobody has authority over me. I can look after myself. So tell the world that you don't know how to look after yourself. And the world's going to come for you. And the world's going to sell you off one piece at a time. And understand this. You fear that still? Well, guess what? Before, they could have gone in and taken pieces out of you, and that would have made you feel better. Because when you feel dirty, you feel like you're a sinner, you feel evil, then you want things cut out of you. Just like people who feel dirty and they don't want to go the medical route, they will detoxify themselves into a position of exhaustion. You know, women will call me up and go, yeah, I've been doing a coffee enema twice a day for a year. Are you like crazy? Are you crazy? It's like the person who says, I exercise 3 hours a day. Are you crazy? That you can't do that stuff. It's like the person that says, I eat healthy, but I have 5 meals a day. Well, you're going to wear your digestive tract out. And eating is the worst way for energy. Drinking's better, you know. Drinking's better. Blender drinks are better. But the more food is cooked, the more, doesn't matter if it's organic, if it's been cooked, or if it's too concentrated, your body's going to wear out. I mean, all I've had is juice today. What time is it? 2 o'clock? Mm-hmm. And I won't eat until tonight. Tonight I'm going to have bean soup and a salad. That's it.
I've noticed that here too, that I haven't been eating as much, but my energy is better.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
And guess what? How many people are telling you the world's ending? How many people do you see with masks on that you have to talk to? Hello.
Right.
Hello. How you doing? Isn't life great, Aaron? Yeah, it's wonderful. You know what? Seriously, I'm not upset. It doesn't upset me when I see it. It doesn't anymore. It would upset me just seeing somebody wearing one of those in the car. And guess what?
Yeah.
And they'd have the windows down. Or they'd have the windows up. What does it make
whatever.
a difference?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember when I was in Kelowna, and I lived in Kelowna. Okay. Yeah, down at the beach in Kelowna. people are in the water swimming with them on. No. Okay? I haven't seen that here in Mexico, right? But, so, just understand something. Humans are not that intelligent unless they have intelligent beliefs.
Yes.
That's all. And I'm not putting anybody down, but that's not really an intelligent thing, okay? Take a look at it. It's crazy. Anyways, let's get back to this.
Okay. And I have to say...
Nobody's
yeah.
going to force any
Yeah.
procedures on you.
And I have to say, actually, that this time around...
You have to act nuts.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't actually care about it as much anymore. Like, I was definitely nervous about it the first
Well,
time.
after this show, not at all.
Yeah.
Because guess what? When you act crazy, nobody knows how to deal with that. And guess what? And they want you to act crazy because then you get to take the drugs, okay? And because if you act crazy and you terrorize yourself, then you burn your brain. And then your brain goes into depression. So then they're going to put you on drugs. Okay, because nobody wants to treat that, right? How long did it take us? 20 minutes, didn't it?
It did.
20 minutes to snap you out of a program. How long were you running that program for?
Since I was 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it took us 20 minutes
Yep.
to knock it out, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah, because we did a flip switch. I had to go in, crack the coconut, and boom, I had to do it just like that. And it's like, whoa, what was that?
That's what it was. It was like when you're jump starting a car or
Yes.
something. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
So nobody's going to do this to you because it's like this. Are you prey now to the predator? Do you feel like you're still prey to the predator?
No.
Never going to happen. They wouldn't come near you. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be in fear. You have to have anxiety. Yeah. So you don't fit the bill. They would just take one. No, move on. That's it. You're not low-hanging fruit. They have to get the ladder up and climb to the top of the tree now.
Yeah.
They're not going to work to try to get you. You have to understand something. This is all just a setup. They just do this so that they can shove. Yeah, I know it's not going to. Let's go to the next question.
Go to the next one.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Get back to it, Darrell.
Okay. Let's see. Prescription meds, no. Orthopedic injuries. So, let's see. Sprained the bottom of the right foot. Born with inverted feet, and I needed foot braces as a child.
None
None of that, okay.
None of that's really true. Because
okay.
understand the inversion is a tendon ligament problem. You know that now.
Yes,
Come
I did,
on.
yeah.
And the sprained foot was just a little bit of scar tissue in the ligament.
Yes.
So now we have to go in there and just use some elbow work, and it's gone. And they found it, didn't they?
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just putting.
I know.
Things
I'm just
from
letting you know, everybody, that every injury
Yeah.
you've ever had in your life is still in you, and that's why you're going to be limping. Get a cane, get a walker, get a wheelchair, get sent to the nursing home. You're going to end up going to the doctor, and all you had to do is get Wolfe non-surgical.
And some of these issues that I put down were things from the past that have gotten resolved since being here. So it's kind of like some of these are transitional things.
Pretty well everything that you had is resolved.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Yeah. There might be
most
some
of it.
little lingering
yeah.
things. Again, remember what was that? Muscle
memory.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the longer you've had it, and the more you talk about it, and the more you re-injure it.
Right, you're feeding that, and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever you feed grows bigger.
Yes.
And if it's not a healthy feed, it'll feed on you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And let's see. This I didn't talk about yet, but I had some. It's just from very bad posture I used to have. When I used to study, I would lean on one side by my shoulder, and I'd read like that for hours studying. And then one day my shoulder started popping, and it's been popping ever since. And I have cartilage fraying on my shoulder, which I just had it worked on for the first time yesterday. So
Yeah, but all of that, all of this can be reversed.
Yeah.
Listen, you do understand there's no need for surgery, right?
Yes.
And I'm talking about, you're not going to want to buy into this, but probably 1 out of every 200 surgeries that get done even needed to get done. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not true. It's not true. We just disrespect ourselves. We disrespect others. The therapy out there, whether it's natural or if it's natural, it's watered down, and if it's medical, it's probably watered down and twisted, right?
Yeah.
And that's just my personal opinion. I'm not putting it down. If you want to go do it, go do it. Okay? Just know that you do have options. Okay.
Chronic pain. I haven't had any recently. However, I do notice if I don't do the stretches, like especially.
Did you hear that? I don't have any chronic pain recently.
Yes.
Now think about it before you came, with the way your mind state was, your diet and everything. How much chronic pain did you have?
Did I have before? All the time.
Struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you struggled like everybody else is. Yeah, not everybody, but the majority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pain. Okay. Oh, that's what I was just gonna say too. Though I have to remember to stretch. Like I find that the pelvic stretch is my favorite one to do. And if
They are.
Yeah.
That's the one. It'll stretch out your spine, your hips. It just does it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do that morning and night. Try to hold it for anywhere up to 3 to 5 minutes and breathe into it, the lion heart breath. Put a slight smile on. Wait till you see. Yeah.
And then EMF exposure. I'm exposed to EMFs a lot more when I'm back home.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
So at home we pick up the 5G, but I do wear the Tesla glasses. I shut off the Wi-Fi at night. I also have the Ki-Fi when you use the. I have that.
The Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But now that I've been in Mexico last couple of months, it's obviously much less exposure, and I haven't really been on the computer as much as I would be at home.
Yeah, we have a
So-
device that we have, and we're putting it together this week. It's a $20,000 device, and people won't believe this, but it will go 3 miles all around us. You'll feel it. It'll be put together on Friday. It's a huge cube, and it puts out a frequency. It doesn't block you from being able to go on your phone or computer, but for 3 miles out every direction, nobody will be bothered with any of the negativity. Yeah, Jason's going to put it together. We had it when we were in Canada, and we're going to get that put together.
Here too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, again, hours interacting with TV and computer. At home it would easily be 4 to 5 hours a day. Here it's probably like about an hour a day because I've just been
Too busy.
busy with life.
Outside life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
And
And now that you're going to be swimming,
yes. No pressure.
no pressure.
Let's see. Junk food. Back home, I would eat a lot of that. What I call the health food store.
Health food, junk food.
Yeah. It was like gluten free and vegan, but it was still crap. So
Yeah.
I would eat that. Yeah. Let's see. What do I do in my spare time? So, if this was back home, it would be. People send me YouTube videos and stuff all the time.
You can't go back to that.
Yeah.
You cannot go back to that.
And then.
You cannot do it.
I'm not.
You cannot do it.
Okay. Let's see, back home. Yeah, take walks around the neighborhood, and I like to explore areas that I've never been to, even if it's something locally. I take road trips a lot with my husband.
Beautiful.
What else? Sometimes I like to experiment with raw vegan recipes I see on online. Let's see. What does this say? I don't know. Can't read my handwriting. All right. Exposed to heavy metals. Yes.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
But you won't have to worry about them if you use black diamond and black gold. Black gold for the digestive tract, black diamond for the blood-brain barrier.
Yeah, I've noticed the black diamond especially is a game changer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the digestive tract.
Yeah.
It doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier, though, where black diamond, black
Black
gold,
gold.
does the digestive tract. Black diamond will go into your bloodstream, go into your brain. It goes into every tissue cell in your body. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, just so you know, everyone, we have the only humic fulvic in the world that actually, well, I won't show it, but we have the only humic fulvic in the world that doesn't have heavy metals. And we don't use chemicals to break it down. And one of the biggest companies just got shut down. They were called Black Oxygen. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they had heavy metals. We're able to actually design our humic fulvic too, and in the future we'll be designing. It'll be designer humic fulvic, where we can actually design it to work on specific things in the body. That's what our technology allows us to do. Yeah. And we'll be coming out with a 2-ounce bottle in 5 weeks. So it'll be like, instead of, right now it's just in the sticks, the black diamond.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Organic foods, yes, when they're available. If not, I've just been washing them with baking soda and sometimes the apple cider vinegar.
Well, just make sure it's structured water though.
And structured, yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
that's a ticket. That changes it right away. That's the game player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. How much water do you consume? I've definitely gotten the habit here of doing. I know that I do at least 3 liters. It could even be up to 4.
How's it made you feel?
I feel better. I feel like, everything's flowing much better, I should say. Yeah. And also I've been putting the tummy love and the cinnamon and the lemon essential oils in it, and absolutely when I put the cinnamon in it, I don't crave sweets as much.
Right off the bat, everybody, when you put our super cinnamon into your drinking water, you'll drink more water. Your blood sugar will balance. Even if you have diabetes, you can use super cinnamon. It'll balance your blood sugar level. It'll help you with your diabetes. It'll help you with so many things. It's one of the best viral, bacterial, fungal infection fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, health history. Well, we went over Hashimoto's already.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, this one. I was diagnosed with a few years ago with fat malabsorption. So what happens is when I have a bowel movement, they stick to the
Okay,
bowl.
so there's no such thing, just so you know. There's no such thing.
yeah.
That's a made-up illness, but no.
So what is stick like?
Well,
I
it sticks
forgot.
because
Okay.
your liver and gallbladder weren't functioning properly.
Oh, okay.
And that's because you weren't stressed at the time, were you? So yes, you were.
Okay.
So the stress, when you have a lot of stress, your stomach doesn't digest properly. Your intestines don't work properly, but really beats up on your liver. So think about it when you weren't, what did you hate about your life back then, when you couldn't digest those fats?
Oh, let's see. I hated my job. I hated the career that I had picked.
Mm-hmm.
I could go on and on.
Okay, so it made you angry, right?
It did, yeah.
So anger is what gets held in the liver. And then if you have enough anger, you get gallstones. And people are going to go, that's such, I can prove it, but I can't do it right now. It would take us 10 minutes. I'd have to go through the whole scenario.
Okay.
But you got to remember that what are gallstones made out of, everyone? What are they made out of? Cholesterol and calcium.
And
Cholesterol's to reduce the cracks in the arteries. It's candle wax.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have a blowout. The calcium is being pulled into the bloodstream and into the body to try to buffer down the acidity. So that's where the gallstone's made from. And all gallstones, kidney stones, calcium deposits in the breast, these are all pre-cancer. Because think of the inflammation you'd have to pull all that calcium out of your bones, to have like lumps and chunks in your body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we know that calcium is used to keep the pH balanced. So what kind of acidity, what kind of inflammation do you think you have? A lot.
It'd be a lot.
So we're back to the terrorizing.
So it all goes back to the emotional.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, we went over the candida and eczema, all that, fungus. Let's see what else. This is probably also related to the fungus, but I can get chronic UTIs from intercourse.
Well, yeah, but okay.
But that's the bacteria.
You got to do the colon cleansing with the daily cleansing tea.
Which I've been hitting that.
And then do vaginal infusion.
Okay.
If you do the vaginal infusion with the silver bullet gel, the infinite iodine, the frankincense, and the fulvic eye drops, and then you do that vaginal infusion, and you were to do that, let's say, twice a day, and you did that for maybe 3 weeks, you totally restore the tissue in your vagina. It would be like, it would be doing push-ups, okay? Disinfecting, nutrition, bringing in, the whole thing would have integrity, okay? It would, yeah. So do the pelvic squats, do the belly button therapy, then get yourself up, propped up, your buttocks, and then do the infusion.
Okay.
Okay, and just heal the area, because it's because you were pooping in your pelvis all your life, that gave you low integrity tissue. Now what about the scar tissue in there? So you've been getting pelvic work, right? Non-surgical
Yeah,
work
I've
done.
been getting
So
that.
they've been finding quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a fair bit, like a lot.
Yes.
Junk in your trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get rid of the junk in the
Okay.
trunk, untie the knots, get rid of the cysts, get rid of the scar tissue, the spider webbing. And
Yes.
I guarantee you that you had some fibrous blocks in there, right? Every woman does.
I'm not sure if I do yet, but
Okay.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, we can always check, but okay. Did somebody not go deep? Did anybody work deep on the pelvis yet?
Well, actually, Sage was working on me, but it's so sensitive right now that he has me doing the clapping first. So we've been working on the lower abdominal.
So sensitive. Before he works on it, it's so sensitive.
Well, he tried to work. Yeah, he tried to work on the pelvis, but then we started working on the lower stomach, and then just by like the pelvic bone area, and then in the next session we're gonna go into pelvis more.
So why is this so sensitive? Come on, this is for you to answer.
Well, actually, what I learned is that the breasts and the pelvis are directly related, which I didn't know that before, but I understand that now. So I believe that the pelvic issues has to do with my relationship with my breasts and how I feel about them.
Good for you for figuring it out. Do you want to talk about it, or do you want to move on to the next?
No, we could talk about it because I wrote it in here too. So I've had breast implants for the past 25 years, saline, and probably should get them removed. But I had a very bad experience the first time with the surgery, and I'm moving past that now. But I need to get them removed, and I'm just fearing another surgery because I need to be able to trust the next doctor who's going to go in there and take them out.
Well, you then start researching. You need to find a really loving surgeon. Find a woman. But it has to be a loving woman. You don't want a terrorist either.
Right.
Or a loving man surgeon, I guess, really. I don't know. Just do your homework. Talk to people, you know. And then interview. Interview the surgeon. Like, interview them. When you're working on me, what are you going to feel like? What are you going to be feeling like you're working on? My breasts or a human being? Or, you know, what kind of care are you going to take? that, you know, my inflammation is reduced, the scarring is reduced, how gentle are you going to be? These are the questions. It's your body. Okay? Can I have someone else watching? I want a family member or a friend to be able to watch, and just to make sure. It's not that I don't trust you, but I need someone watching and with me. It'll make me feel more comfortable. I'll tell you right now, I would never allow any of my family members in the hospital or anywhere without an advocate. Someone that's going to hold the line and be strong for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
What happens when you get bored of your job? What happens if you had a bad day? You know? I want to make sure that everything's just going to be right. And it's got to be. We're talking about human beings here. Yeah.
And that's another thing, actually. I never had the courage before to even talk to anybody about this. Now I've gone live and said this, but it's because of being here. It's because when I met other women who have gone through the same thing as me here and have shared, it kind of just gave me the courage to come out with this and just not really care anymore who knows or what they think of it.
Well, because it's about you. And who cares about what other people think? You know, I'm not going to take anything personal anymore. I don't need anybody's approval to want to have answers and embrace a new life.
And I'm not going to apologize for it anymore either.
Yeah, please stop.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that again.
No.
Don't ever apologize. No.
Yeah. So. Okay. Well, I already know the answer to this one. I just put, premature graying at 26, but that was the terrorism program I was running.
Yeah, because that creates acidity. The acidity eats up the minerals, and the minerals are what give it color.
Yes.
It's the minerals that give your food flavor. It's the minerals that give this flavor. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, a lot of this we went over already. We went over the stool history. Dental, okay. So when I was 16, I had all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed at once. And I don't have any metal fillings, I just have the clear resin ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out recently that my jaw is slightly kind of misaligned and it clicks.
No, that's not. No, it's not.
It doesn't
misaligned.
open all the way.
You need to get in there and get the TMJ
non-surgical
work done.
Yeah.
That's all. Get the elbow non-surgical in there. They'll untie the knot. It might have to go in there 3 times and it'll be gone. Again, muscle memory. You know, people. It's not out of alignment. It's the anger. Anger gets held here. Okay. All right. Anger gets held here and in the liver. Okay? And that's why people's hips usually are giving them trouble. Anger.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's all connected.
Anger in the hips, anger in the liver.
Yeah.
Spill over to the gallbladder. That's why the gallstones. And anger in the jaw, because this is called the FU point, everyone. I don't mean to be like that arrogant, whatever word, but it's FU point because that's, you make me so mad I can't do it. You know? Or you can't speak. When you can't speak, it's just like, Yeah.
Yeah. And I also have just with my teeth, just some crowding of teeth on the bottom set of teeth.
Yeah, let me see. I think you're a little bit anal.
Bit. I am.
No, please, let's move on.
Okay.
Okay.
Daily routine. You know, I have to be honest, this was the hardest one for me to write down. It was just hard because it changes all the time. I'm not.
It does change all the time, but there should be, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Is the routine a self-care, self-love project? Is it on its way to becoming that?
Yes.
And is it that way every day?
Yes, it has been since I've been here, yes.
Okay, all right. So what's it going to be like when you get home when your husband didn't buy into the Kool-Aid? What's it going to be like there?
I don't know. I'm going to keep this going. That I know, for myself at least.
And what's he think of it so far?
Well, I could ask him when he gets here, because he'll be here for a couple of weeks.
Oh, really? That's nice.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Mustafa.
Okay, beautiful.
So we'll find out.
Yes, you will.
Okay.
Do I need to hide?
Do you need to hide?
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Oh no. Is the mic okay still? Okay.
That's great. Mike's great.
All right. Almost done.
Yeah.
Okay. What is? Oh, what is in my fridge? Well, here, it's the veggies that I get from Leo.
Thank you, Leo.
Yes, quinoa and beans. But I haven't really been eating the quinoa much. It's just been the beans
Yeah.
and the veggies.
Yeah.
And that's most of what I've been eating.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But at home, that's another story.
Oh boy.
So, but anyway,
Yeah.
I can skip over that.
Yeah. Because
bad-
when you go home, it's not going to be the same story.
Yeah. So, bad habits. Just not. I feel just not having consistency in my life and in my routines. I'm working on that to get better at that.
Well, no, you're
but-
going to have consistency by the time you go home. Now, will your husband challenge you on that consistency? Absolutely, without even trying.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't changed his eating, has he?
No. No.
That's right.
Yeah.
And are you going to talk about that with him or no?
Yeah. We've been talking about it.
And how's that
already.
going? You do know it's going to be really difficult if he stays eating that way. And if you stay eating your way, there'll be some. And then what are you going to do? Give in? And is he going to give in? Or who gives in? Who does what?
Well, we already eat differently to begin
Okay.
with.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's always worked out.
Okay.
And one thing that he changed recently, I was telling him what you said about being exposed to EMFs too much, and he called me up to say that now he's wearing his Tesla glasses all the time
Mm-hmm.
in front of the computer.
And he feels better.
Yeah, probably does.
He does.
Oh, he does. He does.
You know he does.
Yeah, he does.
No more headaches, no more
Yeah.
dry mouth, no burning mouth, no feeling burnt out at the end of the day, no being frustrated with himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't want to fall back into negative or anxious thinking.
Then you have to work with your husband.
Yeah, I don't want to fall back.
Then you've
into
got to
that.
work with him. You know what? If too bad he didn't just come and take one whole life coach course.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to. But if he were to do it, he'd understand what you're trying to do. And then the reality is he's got to work with you. Yeah. Or you're going to have twice the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just not starting things that or not finishing things that I've started.
Can you turn the air conditioner off, please?
Yeah, I've got all these projects and things that I start them and then don't finish them.
Well, that's okay. Maybe you weren't meant to finish them. Just find out where your passion lies. Find out what your purpose is here. Find out what you love to do. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. Until we know what we really want to do, we'll try this, we'll try that, we'll do this, we'll do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Be very patient. Don't say to yourself, well, I just haven't finished anything. Well, you got into it, and you gave it a shot, and it's not what you wanted to do. So just sit back and don't be trying to do everything, and figure out where your love lies. So when I do this, I feel so good. Well, I feel better when I do this than anything else. Well, that could be it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, okay, that I think is it.
We made it.
Yes, that's it.
We made it. So
We
what do you
made it.
think? And see, we
I think
hardly
it's
even
fantastic.
talked about diet because you basically have it nailed, right? Yeah.
Well, I found after now doing this 3 times that it got to the point where some of this I was able to answer myself, and then some of it were issues that are just being worked on and resolved here. So.
Well, you know what? It's a journey, not a destination. You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. Every time I do a whole life coach course class, I bring myself up to a higher level, and I learn so much. It never ends. Every course is going to be different. Did you notice? Every course is different.
Oh, completely
different. Yeah. But you got what you wanted, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. We have to have faith in the invisible, and faith that we're on the right journey. That's all. Yeah. So, is there anything you'd like to share or tell everyone? Because a few people got to know you now.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool. So,
I guess the biggest thing is if something scares you, do it. And I've learned, don't care what other people think. That's it.
That's it. That's good enough. And it doesn't mean we don't care for them. It means that we have to stop caring for everyone, or else we're going to be drained. And everybody's got their own belief systems, their own personality, their own reality, their own life. And you know what? It's one life that you need to really look at. That's why it's one love, one law, unconditional love for self. And when you first came here, I bet that was awkward to buy into, eh?
Yes, it was.
It felt very selfish, didn't it?
Yeah.
And even wrong. Like you're probably going to get in trouble for it.
Possibly.
Yeah, well, it could be still coming. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for joining us, and I want to thank you, Aaron, for being so brave. Nobody's ever came on and done a consultation beside me before. This is the first time.
Oh, really?
I've had all kinds of consultations from all around the world. Like people call up and say, I can't afford a consult. And I'll say, well, if you want to come on and share your consultation with people because they'll learn from it, then I'll do it for you. Right? But nobody's ever sat beside me and we've done it like this before. So you're the first one. I want to thank you. Thanks, all. Thank you so much. Yeah. Anyways, I want to thank you for joining me, everyone. Tomorrow, I'll be on here for my live Q&A. It's called New World Health Live Q&A because don't you think we need a new health system? Okay, and it should be your system that you're looking at. Okay, no health care system out there is going to help you. No natural health care system is going to be able to protect you. No medical care system is going to be able to protect you. You're only going to be able to protect yourself, and you're going to have to learn how to love that beautiful vehicle that you've been gifted by source energy, okay? By your creator. Call it what you want, but the reality is this is a rental, and you better learn how to look after it, okay? So then on Wednesday, we'll be doing a live in the tent at 12, and I'll be working with some of the practitioners that are in courses, and we'll be allowing the rest of some of the other Braveheart Nation people who aren't taking courses to come in and just join us for that show. And we'll be doing some demonstration probably. It'll probably just be on Facebook, though. I don't think that we'll be setting up where we gad. We're not going to set up for that, are we? No. Anyways, and then on Thursday is Braveheart Woman. And that course is Unleash the Feminine. That'll be on at 12 o'clock. And this is going to be a beautiful show with 4 beautiful Braveheart women. And you know what? You're going to want to watch this. You're going to want to watch the transformation of the women that have come here and taken our courses. And now they're doing their own show. Okay? And remember something, everybody. You're the greatest show on earth. And you're the writer, you're the director, you're the producer, okay, of your show. And you should be the leading star, not the co-host. You should be the leading star. And make sure that whoever you do pick to co-host your show, that they're vibrating at your level, and so that you can really rock that show. And then you want to understand something. Is it going to be drama, trauma, or is it going to be where you are the hero of that show each and every day, each and every moment? I want to thank you for joining me. And again, I'm just going to say that the sale is over tonight at 1 minute to midnight. And don't forget that you can catch us on Telegram. You can catch us on Telegram at t.me/the Doc of Detox. You can catch us on Rumble live when we do shows from here. And you can catch us on live on YouTube when we do shows from here. And when we do other shows, we'll be live on Zoom. And we're also on Bitchute. We're also on Odyssey. Okay? And our upcoming course starts on March the 5th. If you want to get down here, just come on down. We start off with the Whole Life Coach course, and that'll be on that's a 10-day course. And then we'll be moving into the non-surgical course, which is a 12-day course. And together, it makes about 23 days in total because there's days off on it. There's a couple days off to get your groove. Okay? All right? And that's about it. So why don't we just read the quote?
Okay.
You want to read it? I'll let you read it. Why don't you read the quote?
Okay.
Can you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost, before anyone or anything else. So help me God. Because I am, I can, I am healed, I am Braveheart.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining us. And 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
You got this, Bravehearts. We'll catch you tomorrow. God bless. You know, it's not good enough to have the most powerful courses, treatments, and training. We want to deliver to you the adventure of a lifetime that's going to last a lifetime. And I'm going to take you on a little adventure right now and show you what we are going to deliver. What are we going to deliver? We are going to deliver the authentic you, the real you, the genius inside. How would you like to become not just the master of your mind, but the master of your body, the master of your life? You know what? The most important world is your world, and we're about to show you how to create it.
Found Dr. Wolfe and all his positivity and trying to reshape our way of thinking and help me be a better person, a better mom, better wife. I'm glad I found him in person in Ixtapa, Mexico.
Never limit yourself to beautiful, because that's what you are. Take a look at this beautiful place. We all deserve beauty in our life. You need to create a new program that is unlimited when it comes to things that are beautiful, things that make you happy, things that make you shine, things that make you feel excited. Let's get excited.
This guy's got something really interesting to say and is sharing it really openly and just really not caring what other people think, and I just thought that was really empowering.
What I've learned in my life is this: to be the change you wish to be the change you wish to see, Braveheart, you have to understand you take life one step at a time.
Dr. Wolfe, as many people will have seen, is very direct and straight and will take you to the edge of the cliff, as he says, and then pull you back just in time.
Never lose your focus. Never lose your dream, because you are the dream maker. It's called image, but guess what? It's your imagination. The image that you hold creates the thought that you live with. That thought creates an emotion that creates a frequency, and we know that the invisible creates the physical. I mean, that's quite obvious. So be the power that you seek, and understand something, that all your thoughts matter. And guess what? Unless you're willing to take a look at those thoughts and retrain your brain, change your personality, you'll never change your reality, and your reality could become infinite.
He's a wealth of information, and I love it.
You were created by your creator to create. So let's create something amazing together.
I found Dr. Wolfe and I went, wow, here's a truth speaker. And he spoke to my soul, and he spoke truth.
So tell me what you think of the destination that I came up with my imagination to hold the whole life coach certification for you. Understand something. It's all about beauty. It's all about adventure. It's all about stimulating the mind, okay? And understanding that your mind is unlimited. And that is what the whole life coach certification is all about. In the whole life coach certification, we are going to go deeper. We have people coming to us, professionals coming to us, from doctors to nurses to accountants to oil riggers to mothers that want to expand their life. And when they come here, they go, I need to learn to help my family, or I want to improve my business. But guess what? We get into their business. When they leave, they become the change that they wish to see, that they wish to be. They become the gift to the world, because when you can stay in the present, and you can't do that until you have unconditional love and care for yourself. And I'll tell you something right now. I have hardly even found 1 out of 1,000 practitioners or even so-called whole life coaches that can hold the present moment and own it and then give it as a gift. And this is what I'm going to give to you. And when you come here, this is where you're going to come into this room when you need to find alignment, you need to find balance, and you need to get back into your lion heart breath, because we're going to go deep into your heart and we're going to become the spark that you seek.
And actually what I really love about Dr. Wolfe's teachings is that unconditional love is literally it. And then you're like, how can it be that easy? That's just silly. So, but it's really not.
Come play, come stay, come train with us today. Understand something. I know we have fear, but understand, that's just false evidence appearing real. I get it. Stick your toe in, feel the water, but then I want you to dive right in, because
How I found my brave heart was through Darrell. He really teaches you to go within and go in through your heart and not your mind, because your heart's a lot more connected to so much more than your mind. Your mind is just so conditioned and your heart is just so open and beautiful.
you're the answer that you've been looking for. Let me teach you how to fly. What does that mean? First, love yourself, brave heart. Let's take life in and win.
I had just lost my husband a couple of years ago. With his passing, he gave me the greatest gift, to love myself. But Dr. Wolfe gave me the greatest gift in understanding that.
I had a dream 3 years ago that I would live in Mexico and I would have this training center, this teaching center, this treatment center that would touch the world. Your dreams are never too big. And when they start to create a little bit of anxiety, turn them into excitement. And get excited, because this is your life.
He's the first person, doctor, that I have encountered that has truly given me the truth, and not just half-truths, but the full truth. So it's been revolutionary for me in my healing process.
And this, my friend, when you take on the dream of all dreams, and you realize that if you stay connected to your breath, that you can have it all. Do not let anybody take your breath away. Do not let anybody steal your dream, okay? Listen, God gave you imagination. This is your sandbox of life. Take your life back. Right now, we are teaching courses to people that have come from all over the world, and the government is saying you can't travel, you can't breathe, you can't have this, you can't come together. Yes, we will. And we will do it with unconditional love for each other. And we will learn to grow. We will not judge each other. We'll observe and see where we can support each other. But at the same time, we will hold the Braveheart line, because this is the only way that we can grow. So find your roar, because you're so much more. And learn this. You are the unconditional love that you've been looking for. You are the dream maker. I can't wait to see you. We want to become that small piece of the puzzle that brings your dream together. Thank you. Let me ask you a question. What do you think it would take to turn your life around? I can tell you right now, I learned that a long time ago, what the key was. And anybody that has been able to perfect the perfect day on an emotional, physical, and spirit level knows this. The answer is massive, personal action. That's what it's going to take for you to turn your life around. And to turn your life around, you're going to have to go within if you want to change without. And that's the bottom line. And you know, people think that they can do it like with a consultation, or maybe they can do it with a telephone call or a Band-Aid or a 911 emergency, a treatment. But understand, that's not the way it is. The day that you realize that when you master your mind is the only time you're going to master your body. Forget your life. That's always going to be just random luck until you know that you must become the master of your day. From the moment you rise until you gently close your eyes, you must be the only authority for you. And if you think that getting an hour consultation is going to do it, it's not. If you think that going for therapy is going to do it, it's not. You have to submerge yourself into what we would call the personal treatment and training. And you need to do that from anywhere from 6 days to 10 days, or you need to come for my whole life coach certification, because if you don't go in deep, you'll never make changes. They say it takes 10,000 times for you to repeat something before it becomes a prominent, dominant thought. And if you understood that 70 to 90% of all your thoughts are not yours, and they say that 70% of your thoughts are toxic, tell me they're not. Take a look at the majority of the population. 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease, which means the body is attacking itself. Before that, though, the person was attacking themselves on a subconscious, unconscious level. And that, my friend, is the bottom line, and why you must take a personal treatment and training and go deep and understand how to run your life. What that means is learning how to think, how to drink, how to eat, and knowing when somebody is mistreating you, when someone is disrespecting you, because until you honor and respect yourself, no one else is going to do it. So understand, this is your life. If you want to live your passion and purpose, then you must become the master of your mind to become the master of your body so that you can become the light for your family. So please, consider this. You've got the time and you've got the money, because you're going to change the rest of your life for the rest of your life, and that's my guarantee to you.